What up, YouTube? My name is Cheryce. Welcome to Reese TV. Glad that you're here. So, I've been noticing you, not noticing me, and when you do notice me, you're not really engaging with me. I give you some examples of self-tapes I've done, mainly because I didn't see a lot of self-tapes when I was looking for examples. And so I thought that was some good content to give you, some little pointers, and, hopefully you also engage with me. Well, I get it. You're not really into acting stuff. And even the acting YouTubers that I follow, I just started to notice that they don't get many views either. And so I started to just really rethink, what exactly can I do that would be pleasing to both of us? And so I decided to talk about things that were just constantly on my mind. But then it's like, okay, well, trying to sit down and come up with a script and or sit down and film it. And I just don't have time for that. So I was doing my makeup and it just hit me. Why don't I do my makeup while I speak to you? And so I'm going to call this series Makeup News. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm doing my makeup while I'm talking about news. You get it? Makeup News. So when you see the title, you're not thinking that I'm like something like Variety, making up stuff about Jonathan Majors. Speaking of which, that's what we're going to talk about as I do all of this. Okay, so Jonathan Majors. This is a subject I've been wanting to talk about since, March. When it all went down. Oh, and let me go back. Let me talk about who Jonathan Majors is, because it has come to my attention that somehow in some way there are people who just don't know who Jonathan Majors is. And it's not just the New York police, which is really weird that they didn't know who he was in his own apartment. But I guess I understand the context of it is that, from what I understand of things, of how things went down, he had to get a locksmith, or he had to get a handyman for his own apartment because she locked him out. Yeah. So, that was that. So anyway, moving on. So, let me give you a heads up. I am a Jonathan Majors fan. I have been ever since Lovecraft Country. I always want to say county. As many people have been. He is such a dynamic actor. He really is, and he deserves all of the flowers that he's been getting lately, or that he got. Now, the problem is he got a lot of flowers, like a lot of flowers. And for a big black man, that was going to spell some trouble. I smelt that from a mile away. For a big black man in America, right? I knew that was going to happen. I knew that I was waiting on the shoe to fall. I just didn't know when it was going to fall. So, here is this man who is the very definition, right, in my opinion, of tall, dark, and handsome, right? And he is a superstar, and his star is rising quickly. I mean, quickly. And he's in everything, or seemingly everything, ever since Lovecraft Country. And so it's like, oh my goodness, when is the shoe going to fall? When is somebody going to come out against him? Now, apparently there was somebody who already came out against him before March happened. He made a Twitter post, and if I could find a Twitter post, I'll give that to you. But he made a Twitter post talking about how terrible this person is. He didn't say who it was, but the description was like, okay, yeah, you're talking about Jonathan Majors. But it really, really came into light when, crap hit the fan. And so, story goes, March happens, and Jonathan Majors is in the limelight for something other than a movie. He is accused of domestic violence against his then girlfriend, which we get to know is Grace Jabari. Now, before this, which I feel like probably, not, or that probably bit Jonathan Majors in the butt, is that Jonathan Majors is a pretty private person. He doesn't have a social media account like us lames. He basically, stays to himself outside of, I almost thought I was missing something. Outside of, the movies or interviews that he does. He's just not around. And so the only way that you have any thought about him is when he reveals it, which is pretty admirable, right? He has a daughter that's another reason why he wants to keep out of the social medias, And so here comes this case, and I am so honestly mad at him for dating this woman. I mean, honestly, this lady, she looks every bit like she was planted. That's my theory. She was planted. This, I feel like, is a hit out on him. I really do think. Like, if you look at the mainstream media, despite, let's say, the newest thing where his driver, not even his driver, it's a hired service, So this guy has no loyalty to John Majors, as far as we know, right? He is just hired for the night. Despite this man coming out and saying, nah, bruh, he didn't do anything against this girl. Variety, Independent, People, that's the biggest one. People, they're all against him. And it's like, what did he do to you? What did he really do to you? And so, like, I am fully convinced that there is a hit out on this man. And there is just very little reasons why. There are people, like I said, there are people who tried to come out against him before this crap went down. And, they were saying, oh, well, he's hard to work with. But you have multiple actors. You have multiple directors who all say something different. And then for the whole fact that Jonathan Majors is constantly brought back to do things like, brought back to his places that he's trained to give little nuggets to the next generation of actors. I don't think any teacher would do that, and of course, like, yes, there is a difference between how people act around teachers as to how they act in real life. Given, right? I'm a teacher's kid. I completely understand that. But other actors, other directors, they haven't said anything against him. No, it just doesn't seem right? And so I just did my eyebrows, right? And so yeah, it was just really weird. And so let's go back to the timeline. He called she because she was unconscious. Oh, and this is kind of weird trying to do this just with my phone. Did I do it? I think. Yeah, I did. She did it. She was unconscious, and yeah, he freaked out, right? Man, this is weird light. I usually do this in my bathroom, and I'm thinking I just need a little bit more light, or I need something just closer. I did. There you are. I had a mirror. I literally brought in a mirror so I can do all this while I talk to you. And yeah, the mirror was hiding from me. Like, why are you hiding from me, mirror? What did I do to you? So don't mind me. I'm trying to figure out how to set up this mirror now. Oh man. I need to set this up that I can see myself. And maybe as this progresses, not maybe, definitely, as this progresses, I'm going to find a different setup of a mirror, because this is not very conducive. Ooh. There we are. I can see myself now. Okay. Nope, I didn't do that bad. Okay, let's try that again. I have no idea where I was. So, timeline. I think that's what we were talking about. That's what I forgot to do. One moment. And we're back. I forgot that my eyeliner was drying out. And so I need to open my new eyeliner. Now, unlike my foundation, I am not very picky as to my eyeliner. I would love to be less picky about my foundation. However, I am not sure, outside of the foundation I use, which is a Mary Kay foundation, that, what matches. Because at least with Mary Kay, I get to go to a event and have somebody else match it up for me for free. So that's the perk of that. So anyway, this time I am using a Le Mercerie Midnight Black. If you can see that, can you see that? I hope so, yeah. Anyway, we were talking about timelines. Things went down. The crap finally hit the fan for Jonathan Majors. And the thing is, he did everything that he was supposed to do as a black man. He reported what he saw to the police. by the way, one of the reasons why he called, right, is, I'm starting not to like this already, is because Miss Jabari had actually texted him the night before saying that she was going to zombify herself. And he was like, oh shoot. But it sounds like he didn't get that until perhaps the next morning. So far, this is what we got, right? And so, here he comes. Oh, by the way, she locked the door. And so he had to find a way to get into his own apartment, from what I understand. Is either I'm not sure if his own apartment or if it's, I'm thinking it's the own apartment, because she said I was so scared, but then again, she said the bedroom, I think, which, she locked the bedroom. So I'm guessing it's actually the bedroom that he had to unlock. And so he does that. Notice that she is KO'd, and he calls the police. Now, it has been revealed what he told the police. Oh, by the way, I am doing a Catherine Zeta-Jones from Chicago inspired look, because tonight, the gig is, the acting gig is 1920s mafia flapper girl. Now, I would love to be a flapper girl. Unfortunately, my character dies. But the type of gig is kind of hard to show. The way to show death is by, having a stain on your shirt or whatever that you plan on using. And I don't see a way of doing that with a flapper girl dress. So I'm going the route of a mafia. Get it? Okay. Anyway, so, she kind of has like a smoky eye thing going on. And so I'm going to do the same. That means actually her smoky eye goes a little bit further than her eye, actually. I am not in love with this product at all. And I brought 2 of them. That's like the worst part of it. So I bought 2 of these so I don't have to go back. But it looks like I might have to go back a little bit sooner than I want to. We'll see. Anyway. He gets a locksmith to unlock the car. And unlock his bedroom. And it revealed her unconscious. Apparently she is breathing according to his 911 call. And he waits for help to come as he's instructed. Right? So, Miss Jabari's testimony, she says that she didn't call the police because of a past incident. One of the things that was brought up was, oh no, what Jonathan Majors said back in September, I believe, talking about, hey, if you do go to the hospital, even if you were to tell a lie, then people are going to suspect. And they're going to ask questions. and I don't think that you're, down for us. And so a lot of people are taking that text and saying, well, yeah, this is him admitting that he has hit her. No, right? Because it never says that he hit her, number one. Number two, she said that he has never hit her until March, apparently, allegedly. So, no, it doesn't say that at all. It does possibly say how manipulative he was, because it talked about him zombifying himself. If she, and it, allegedly, it'll look like he would zombify himself if she were to go to the hospital. Honestly, not trying to sound like I'm on his side only. I'm trying to be objective about it. But the text that they talk about, and this is People magazine, it just seems so out of context. It also mentioned it's fake, that he said it's fake. It's like, what's fake? What exactly is fake? So it shows that there are some things, I'm just paying attention to my inspiration. There are some things that were said that were not said in court, were not revealed in court. And that seems really, really off, right? Like, yeah, it shows really bad on him, but it just seems like the only parts that were revealed was what he has said in the past about her going to the hospital, which we are seeing right now in real time what happens if she gets help. And the thing is, he's the one that asked for help, not her, because she was knocked out, allegedly. Now, as everything is being revealed, she wasn't that knocked out. She said that he came in and tripped over the luggage, and then she wakes up to help the police, in front of her face. So it shows that she knew that he was there. Now, my thought process is maybe she was in and out. Maybe she did hear him and then just blacked out again. And then the next thing she knows, oh, there's police. Or it can be taken as she did hear him. She heard him come in. And, well, she did hear him, with the luggage, trip over the luggage. And she just went ahead and acted like she was asleep or knocked out. And then when the police came, she was hoping that it was Jonathan Majors. And then she was surprised Pikachu face when she noticed, no, it's the police, not Jonathan Majors. Because, hey, remember that there was another text, line of text that she gave to him the night before, saying that she was going to zombify herself because she thought that he was with Cleopatra. I cannot speak. That he was with Cleopatra. That she thought that he was with Cleopatra, and so she was going to zombify herself. So, we're up here. I see people like talking about, oh, look at how manipulative Jonathan Majors is back in September of 2022. And it's like, okay, let's look. If you're going to say that he was manipulative by claiming that he was going to zombify himself in September 22, we have to say the same thing about Grace Jabari on March 25th, right? Because she claimed that she was going to zombify herself too. So, if anything, if both are true, right, then they are a bad match, right? They are a unhealthy couple. Period. Whether or not you believe that she's innocent, or that he's innocent, this is a very, very unhealthy relationship, or it was. So let's see here. Where are we? Let's see. I did my eyes. I want to do more with my eyes, just a little bit. I need my black powder. I'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. So, yeah, he tells police what happened. They lie as to what happened. And we know now that they lied. At least 2 officers got on the bench. Not at least 2 officers. 2 officers so far have gotten on the bench and said, no, there was no strangulation. There was, one of them said that, oh, I didn't see his coat. I didn't notice his coat. And there's an actual video of Jonathan pointing out his coat. Oh, by the way, Jonathan, on the night that everything went down, the alleged, him hitting her and so on and so forth, he got away from this chick and went to a hotel and took pictures of all of the affliction that she caused to him. Okay? So, let that be known. He did everything that a black man is supposed to do in this type of situation. He knew exactly that he was a big black man and what was going to happen when things are reported. Right? Because, yeah. It looked like, yeah, he was ready. Dude was ready. So anyway, this situation is interesting. So, I hurt myself. He calls police. He tells them what happened. They don't believe him. They make their own little story. They post, they make an official story about the strangulation, hit, whatever that happened. I'm pretty sure you guys can look it up, but I'm going to hopefully post this along with this video. And, then, so one thing that everybody can say, right, is that there were injuries the day after, I'm sorry. There were no injuries the night of, not on Miss Jabari. Injuries on Jonathan Majors, no injuries on Miss Jabari, not the night of. How do we know this? So, and yeah, right now it seems like this is probably better. Yeah. And so, her new best friends, I feel like I'm jumping around, aren't I? Okay, so I'm just going by like what makes sense. Anyway, her new best friend, 2 of her new best friends, because she met a group of people that night that basically took her in after she was unsuccessful in keeping Jonathan Majors by her side that whole night. So, what we know happened is that there was that night everything happened. We know that there was a tussle over a phone. Miss Jabari tried to say that it was him who was the aggressor. The driver said that was a lie. She, and even in her own words, she said that she took the phone. This all started with a phone, if you didn't know. He got a text from Miss Cleopatra saying, "I wish I were kissing you right now." And she took the phone like, "Who this chick?" And he tried to get the phone back. That was it. He apparently didn't do anything else but try to get the phone back. According to the driver, there were hits, but the hits came from her, not from him. Once Jonathan Majors got his phone back, this dude tells the driver, "Hey, stop the car." And the driver stops the car. Jonathan tries to get out without Miss Jabari. Miss Jabari, she tries to get out and go after him. He pushes her back. There's actual footage of him pushing her back, not picking her up and throwing her into the car, literally pushing her. And according to the video, he pushed her back 3 times. Like, "Hey, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me." When he noticed that that wasn't working, this dude bolted. And the funny thing is, people describe his running away from her like like the scene from Get Out. You know, where that the big dude is just running for no apparent reason. Yeah. That was Jonathan Majors in the video. And there's video evidence of him running 5 blocks. Of Miss Jabari chasing him for 5 blocks before he loses her. And then when she loses him, then that's when she meets these new group of friends. She's like, "Hey, I'm Jonathan Majors' girlfriend, if you didn't know, and he has my phone, my purse, and something else, I forget. But he has her belongings, and she needs help finding him." So somewhere during that time period, he actually walks past her. I don't know. I don't understand why he would just walk past her like that. I really hope they put him on the stand to figure out why did he just decide to try to walk past her. Now, we know that he was looking for the driver. He was looking for the Escalade. And he was going in the direction of the Escalade when he passed her. That's what we know. Now, my question is, was there no other way of getting to the car other than past her? Like, honestly, I would have been like ducking and dodging, as much as I can. But I guess it goes back to what my mom used to say. The closest distance between 2 points is just a straight line. And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go a straight line to this car." And that's when she is shown once again going after him. And so they both apparently get back into the car. But this time, yes, I put lipstick on my cheeks for blush. But that's not the only thing I use on my cheeks. You'll see. So, yeah, she goes after him. They go into the car, and he goes into the last row of the vehicle. He doesn't sit in either one of the two passenger seats where they once were. And that is another thing, right? This woman claims, Grace Jabari claims, that they were, or at least she was, laying on his shoulder when the text came in. The Escalade that they were in has a huge, gap between the two passenger seats. There is no way that you are putting your head on somebody's shoulder in that type of Escalade. There's no way. So, once again, this girl lied. Anyway, so he's in the back seat, and I don't know what happens at that point. But I do know that he tries to escape a second time. But according to the driver, he actually stops to take pictures with fans. Oh, so sweet. Nah, bruh. It's urgent. It's urgent now. I'm about to bolt. I'm leaving my aggressor. But yeah, he stops to take pictures with fans. And I'm guessing that after that, once again, she catches up with him. And they get back in the car. And this is the time that they agree that they're going to be in two different places. He's going to go to a hotel, and she's going to go back home to their apartment. So after which, she meets back up with her friends, her new friends. And then she goes partying. Okay, by the way, like I said, I'm doing a Catherine Zeta-Jones from Chicago look. And she has red lips. This, even though I feel like this is kind of muted, this is burgundy. I've had a makeup artist, while I was on set for a commercial, say, your lips are very red. And I'm like, okay. And he just went on to take off the red lipstick. This is basically a stain. It's more so than a lipstick. She hardly comes off. She doesn't come off quickly or easily, which is what I love about her. So anyway, she goes off parties. We see video evidence that she goes off and parties. Oh, by the way, one thing to note is that her new friends testify that they do not notice anything off about her. No injuries on her whatsoever. The finger, the gash behind the ear, no. They don't see it. Which is very strange because one of the people were wearing white, and they kissed her cheek, they hugged her, and all that time, no blood. So it is theorized that somewhere after that, that's when she gets her injuries. Not with Jonathan Majors. At the party. So On video, she is shown leaving said club because at the time she's like, okay, I'm a little bit too tipsy. I need to leave because there's no way I'm going to leave. I'm going to go home safely, the way that I am. She literally said that. Okay. She knew that she was intoxicated. And that is the defense. She's intoxicated. She was intoxicated. This is why things went down. She's always intoxicated. This is why the other texts, or no, it was an audio about Coretta Scott and Michelle Obama. That's what that was about. She has a drinking problem. And she even said, oh, Jonathan always brings up my drinking every time that, in order to deflect, basically. That's what she said. Whenever he's angry, he brings up her drinking. So it's an issue. It's something that has bothered him. Her drinking has always bothered him. And it seems like he would have left her if she didn't get it under control. Which this time, it seemed like this was like the last straw because he broke up with her that night via text. Which people are like, wow, he broke up with her via text. If somebody's coming after me, trying to hit me, yeah, you get a text. But supposedly they were talking. They called, and she called and text messaged him. Yeah. So no, you're getting a text. It's not surprise Pikachu face. If you receive a text and you're beating me. No, that's what you get. You get a text. You get a breakup text. So, I believe that's what we know now. And honestly, I think I'm pretty much done with my makeup. So, let's see, what else has gone on? But, win or lose, which he looks like he's going to win. Jonathan Majors, his career it's not over, but it's not going to go, it's not as good as it was. It's not going to be as good as it was. It is stained. Perhaps forever. Oh yeah, I like her. Ooh, she looks sexy. Yeah, it's pretty much stained. I believe, and a lot of people are talking about this, what should happen next? He needs to sue. He needs to sue the state of New York. And I'm not sure if it's a separate thing of suing suing the police because they falsified information. I'm just looking at things, maybe. Oh, I have a hat for this. Give me one moment. Please stand by. And we're back. Okay, so let's look at this with the hat. I got this whole outfit from the thrift store. I'm not sure if everybody has an ARC thrift store, but here in Colorado we have an ARC thrift store, and I like the one on Academy. If you're in Colorado, Colorado Springs, the one on Academy, that's my boo. So but yeah, it's pretty much damaged. He has been basically soft. It's not soft recasted. Disney hasn't completely recasted him, but they're going a different direction. They're going the direction of Doctor Doom as the big baddie for this phase of I like her. For this phase of the MCU. So, okay. Woo. trying to get this over my big head. And okay, so yeah, she looks good. I wish I had like a pocket watch to complete the look, because let's look at it. Like, ooh, she looks good. Yeah. Okay, and so they they soft recasted him, right? They didn't actually recast him. I think it was because they already have a contract with him for $10 million. So if they were to recast him, then it would have been a bigger burden. Like, it would have been that's the reason why basically Amber Heard wasn't completely cut out of the Aquaman film, because she already had a contract. If they took her out, then now she has a case, and now she's going to get more money. So basically that's what Jonathan Majors could have done if Disney didn't just soft recast him. So now they're going the direction of Doctor Doom instead of just Kang. How do I feel about that? I'm not sure. Like, I'm excited about Doctor Doom, about Fantastic Four. I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean, honestly, I never knew about Kang before Jonathan Majors. I am a nerd, but I am, and I think, and I've said this before, I am a comic book movie nerd, comic book film nerd. If it has been animated, I may or may not know about it. And it all depends as to how good the show is. I don't watch every animated show out there. I know that there are a lot of MCU era animations out there. I'm not going to say I haven't watched any of them, but I haven't watched a good amount of them. I watched Ironheart, and I think I watched that all the way through. And that was just to know who Ironheart was. I was not familiar with Ironheart before it was teased that she was coming out for Wakanda. It's like, oh, okay, so she's the successor of Iron Man, who we still haven't really let go, right? Honestly, let's be honest. The MCU hasn't recovered since Iron Man is no longer there. They could probably do a lot more with Spider-Man, right? Because that is the real successor of Tony Stark. That's who they set up as the real successor of Tony Stark. The problem with Spider-Man is that they share Spider-Man with Sony. Sony is not letting go of this child. Sony knows that this is their bread and butter. Like, oh yeah, you can have everybody else, but you can't have Spider-Man. Spider-Man is ours. So, yeah, you don't. But I knew about Doctor Doom. I knew about Fantastic Four. So I'm excited about Fantastic Four, about Doctor Doom, about the X-Men, right? About the X-Men coming into the MCU. I'm nervous about who they're going to pick for Storm, because it has to be somebody who can hold up an African accent. It has to be. Now, either an African accent Or if you're going to base it off of the 90s cartoon, then you have to have somebody who can hold up that accent for the duration of time. Any case, what are your thoughts? I think I covered everything about the case so far. Yeah, here and there. Just in conversation, because it's just so much, right? It's so much to keep up with. It's so much to talk about because this case is moving fast. There are so many different developments. And the key witness, the main witness I was looking forward to, the driver, he said it. In my opinion, this is the fourth quarter and Jonathan Majors is in the lead by like 50 points. There is no way, no way he's gonna lose this. However, legal people say that there's still a way of losing this case. I think that beyond a shadow of doubt that he's innocent. That is the whole point of this trial. They need to prove that he is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt, and they aren't able to do it. That driver, that was the nail in the coffin. Final nail in the coffin. There is no way, in my opinion, that the state of New York, the people, the prosecutors, whatever you want to call them, can come back after that. That's it. It's GG, right? But I am curious to know your thoughts. And so with that, I am going to go ahead and get out of here because it's snowing here in beautiful Colorado Springs, and people here don't know how to drive in snow. And so I need to be at my gig in about an hour, and it usually takes about just 36 minutes for me to get from my house to the venue. And I think, just from personal experience, I probably need to bounce now so I can be there on time. Any case, I've said this before. Tell me what you think. Good, bad, ugly. Just keep it respectful, okay? Just act like, if you're gonna make a comment, act like I'm right in front of you. Or act like, and if you're commenting on somebody else's comment, act like they're right in front of you. Because what I do see in comments in any social platform is that people are just talking as if they're never going to see that person, which is a good possibility that they're never going to see that person. But you really wouldn't say the words, the negative words that you say in the comments to somebody right in the face, right? You are literally going to probably like keep to yourself. You're probably going to tell your buddy later on, like, this chick. You're probably going to do that. But you're not going to say you're not going to be the worst you in front of somebody's face, right? Because honestly, that person can knock you out. Right? And I say that, and one of the other reasons why I knew that Jonathan Majors was innocent is if he wanted to delete you, he'll delete you. That is a big, strong black man. He's trained for both Creed and Magazine Dreams. He got huge. If he wanted to delete somebody, especially somebody as small as Grace Jabari, yeah, we wouldn't be hearing about what she had to say at all. we wouldn't have anything from her. I don't believe so. Because of if what actually happened by how she said happened, nah. You were deleted. But anyway, I'm rambling. See, this is why I'm talking to you while I'm doing my makeup, right? See? Because this is what happens. This is me to myself in the mirror. I am talking to myself about things that are just on my mind while I'm doing my makeup. So I'm just like, yeah, why not? Let me just do this in front of a camera. It makes sense. So that's it for makeup news. Tell me again what you think, and I will catch you later. Goodbye. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.